Good afternoon, everybody. Today is November 15th, 2024. I'm Stephen Herwire, owner of Herwire Financial, Plans with Direction. After today's market roundup, we are going to talk about some year-end planning. Okay, year-end's coming up, and there are certain things that will not wait until January. So, Roth conversions. This is where you take a portion or all of a traditional IRA and convert it to a Roth. It has complex tax consequences. Make sure you're consulting with a qualified tax professional prior to initiating such a conversion. But if you want to do it for this year, got to be done before December 31st. Required minimum distributions. These are for folks that are taking required minimum distributions or are supposed to from their IRAs. If it's a regular IRA that you funded yourself, then at age 73, as the law stands right now, you have to start taking money out and paying the uncle his due. If you have a beneficiary IRA, something you inherited from someone else, and you don't meet the requirements to defer it for a long time, you've got to be taking, well, you still have to be taking. It's just dependent on, the circumstances, how long you have to get it empty. Tax loss harvesting. This is where it might make sense to sell some of your investments for a loss, either to offset some income or offset capital gains elsewhere. Again, consult with your tax professional before you do this. Charitable giving. If you want to get credit for it this year, it's got to happen this year. This is a good segue to the next one, qualified charitable distributions. If you're giving to charities and you're older than 70 and a half, it might make sense to do a qualified charitable distribution. This will require coordination between your financial advisor and your tax professional. Contributions to educational accounts. These need to be done before the end of the year to get credit for this year. Okay, there are some things that you should be thinking about, but they'll wait till January. The Medicare open enrollment period, which begins on January 1st and ends on March 31st, it's different from the annual enrollment period. Unlike the annual enrollment period, which runs from October 15th to December 7th, where you can make as many changes as you like for the following year, if you find yourself in January, February, or March in a Medicare plan that for whatever reason doesn't suit you, you have a one-time chance to make a change during this period. This is only for folks that are in Medicare Advantage. If you just have a Medicare supplement, this is usually not available to you. If you want to make a Roth or a traditional IRA contributions for the previous year, you have until you do your taxes or until April 15th. Sometimes it's a day or two later, but it's the final day to make contributions for traditional and Roth IRA contributions. Extensions won't change this. There are increased amounts to contribute to IRAs, Roth IRAs, simple IRAs, 401ks, and other retirement plans. The 401k limits for 2024 are 23,000 if you're under the age of 50. But if you're turning 50 this year, then you can contribute another $7,500 to it. For simple IRAs, the 2024 limits are $16,000 if you didn't turn 50 this year. And if you turn 50, you can put an additional $3,500 in if you're older than 50. IRA limits for 2024. If you're eligible, you can contribute up to $7,000. And if you turn 50 this year or in previous years, you can add an extra $1,000 for a total of $8,000. Okay. When you're doing your taxes, if you are making automatic contributions, to your Roth or traditional 401ks. If there is Roth or traditional IRAs, not 401ks. If your marital status changes, adjustments may need to be made. Traditional IRAs have an income limit if you're covered by a work retirement plan like a 401k, 457, 403b, simple or SEP IRA. And Roth IRAs have an absolute income limit, whether you're covered at work or not. And these limits will all depend on your filing status. So if your marital status changes during the year, you may suddenly be able to not eligible to continue contributing. And you, in some cases, if you forget, you may have to pull contributions back. Consult your tax and financial advisors prior to initiating these actions. Okay, one of the things I use in my practice are checklists, just like a pilot uses a checklist to minimize or limit the impact of unfortunate events. Good financial advisors uses checklists for much the same reason. A good financial advisor will have a system in doing a financial plan. I use checklists to uncover every opportunity for my financial planning clients. I've discussed a few year-end things to think about, but the best way, in my opinion, is to work with someone like me who will systematically analyze your situation and make you aware of opportunities and potential train wrecks. Some things to think about. Should I contribute to my Roth or traditional IRA? Should I consider a Roth conversion? What will have the least tax impact? Harvesting capital gains or Roth conversions? What issues should I consider before the end of the year? Once you graduate, be it from welding school, engineering school, or law school, you're going to need a different plan for each of these stages that's tailored to your individual situation. During your working years, the most important question, in my opinion, to ask is, am I saving enough and is it in the right place? The earlier you ask and get an answer for this question, the easier it's going to be on your spending money. When you're in the glide path to retirement, and I define that as 10 years prior to retirement, will the USS retirement be shipshape on the appointed day? Retirement, big important question is, how do I avoid running out of money before I run out of life? And finally, your legacy. Does what you worked hard for get to where you want it to after you're done with retirement? I can be reached at herwirefinancial.com. I do in-person Zoom and phone appointments. I am licensed and registered across several states and can easily add states if there's a need. If you'd like to schedule an appointment, you can click on the Schedule an Appointment button in the upper right-hand corner of my website. If you want to see more videos like this, hit that red button. It's between the LinkedIn and the Facebook buttons for my YouTube channel. You can like and subscribe. If you friends want more information, they can follow me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, or YouTube. For those who prefer the good old-fashioned telephone, my phone number is 518-631-2569. Do not text that number. We'll both be sad because I won't get it. Opinions voiced in this material are for general information only, not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance reference is historical, no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested in directly. All data is believed to be from reliable sources. However, no representation is made as to its completeness or accuracy. None of this is to be construed as tax or legal advice. Consult your advisor prior to taking any action. Unmanaged. Index returns do not reflect fees, expenses, or sales charges. Index performance not indicative of the performance of any investment. Investing in stock includes numerous specific risks, including the fluctuation of dividend, loss of principal, potential illiquidity of the investment in a falling market. Investing in mutual funds involves risk, including possible loss of principal. Fund value will fluctuate with market conditions, and it may not achieve its investment objective. Dow Jones Industrial Average is composed of 30 stocks that are major factors in their industry and widely held by individuals and institutional investors. Standard & Poor's 500 Index is a capitalization-weighted index of 500 stocks designed to measure performance of the broad domestic economy through changes in the aggregate market value of 500 stocks representing all major industries. NASDAQ Composite Index measures all NASDAQ domestic and non-US based common stocks listed in the NASDAQ stock market. The market value of the last sale price multiplied by total shares outstanding is calculated through the trading day and is related to the total value of the index. Wired Financial and LPL Financial, not endorsed or affiliated with the U.S. Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services or any government agencies. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member FINRA SIPC. Everybody have a terrific weekend.